It's like Groundhog Day. All right. So yesterday I jumped in the afternoon and did like an impromptu live. Did it again today. Today might be slash day. As we know, Candus said slash day is coming. Well, something went down. So I'm going to welcome everybody. I see my friend Stacey Jones is in here. I actually want her to grab the link and come up and explain to the layman. I don't mean everyone in here, but the ones that are going to listen later, what a mother fighting for justice really looks like. Hello, Shannon. Hello, Kat. Camille 1970. Let me put my glasses on. I should clean them too. By the way, my coffee pot's going, so if you hear that, Jackie, hello. That's the noise in the background. Gaelic girl, hello. Deb, hello. Serena, hello. Kane, hello. Okay, cleaning my glasses. Sorry, I just put this together like in the last literally 11 minutes. I had just gotten off the phone with Deb. Amy, hello. AC Duffert, hello. Hello from Scotland. What's the weather like there? Uli girl, hello. Suzanne, hello. Bluebird, hello. Pat, hello. Nostit Post, hello. Skychan, hello. Jennifer, hello. If I miss you, I will catch you during the show. Yvonne, hello. Country Christian, hello. Bullhorn, hello. So I hope everyone's having a good afternoon and having a great Fat Tuesday. Good Spirit, hello from Scandinavia. Yeah, they have lawyers. I'm looking at your comments right now. They have lawyers. Yeah, they do. Odd they didn't think about that back in June. But we're going to get into that. Hello, Jules. Miss Tony. But how do we really know Don isn't talking? I mean, really, will Ronnie protect any info, even if it's from Don? He can't, because the TBI, all of this is going to be under investigation. Every bit of it. Something has gone on. Something has gone on. I'm telling you. I'm not saying that it's happening in 2 seconds. I'm not saying we will see results in a week. I'm not saying we'll see something in a month. Something is going down. All right? The show I did yesterday afternoon, I played the very first tidbit from the TBI and Ronnie Lawson before we ever saw Tim Coop or anything. I've played it several times where Lawson said they're cooperating. It doesn't seem that way now. It doesn't seem that way now. So before I get into it, let's just go over what happened over the weekend. Candus was on Cracking Cases. I think they did a great job talking to her. I do. Some people didn't like me saying that, but I thought they did a great job. So anyway, she says on there that she's not in love with Donnie and that she can't be with anymore. She said she's done, and she said slash day is coming. Slash day is coming. Then she's in a hotel the next night on her YouTube channel with a child asleep in the background saying the exact same thing. She even said to Cam and Allie, you know, someone's going to let Donnie know this right after. She's on a show last night. And again, she's saying that her and Don are having problems. Don hung up on her. Don doesn't trust her. Okay, so there's a search yesterday. And today, Ronnie Lawson comes out and he says they are not cooperating. They each have attorneys. I don't see them having the same attorneys, but for whatever reason, something has come down the pike and they lawyered up. They lawyered up. Tara, WJHL has great coverage. Yep, I'm getting ready to play it. Getting ready to play it. Let's see what Kevin B's doing. Hello, Kevin B.
Hello, Brooks. Hello, everybody. Here we are again. Yep, I do not believe in coincidences, and something is up. In my opinion, something is breaking loose. They're lawyering up. The kitchen is on fire, in my opinion.
Yep.
It's awful funny. We talked about this yesterday. Candus's little escapades over the weekend, and look what happened on a Monday, and now look what we're seeing. I think shit's coming together, is what I think.
Yep, and I don't think it's going to be fast by any means. So,
nope.
Before I get into what Lawson said, just to be fair, I'm going to put this up, okay?
I don't know exactly, but it could be a while, but there's something definitely going on, in my opinion.
Too coincidental.
Way too coincidental.
All right, to be fair, I'm going to play this, okay? Just to be fair, and I'm never fair to Don and Candus because I cannot stand them.
You go, replay queen.
Okay, what is the Fifth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution and what does it protect? Well, the Fifth Amendment has a lot of protections in it. Well, to start with, in the criminal law context, that is, when an individual is being subjected to substantive or procedural criminal law, the individual does not have to testify against themselves. They don't have to bear witness against themselves. That is, they can't be put on the stand and be asked to tell about their activity when they're being charged with some level of criminal activity. Okay, so a defendant cannot be made or compelled to testify in this way. Also, in the criminal context, an individual cannot be subjected to criminal prosecution more than one time for the exact same type of conduct by that governing body. Now, note, this doesn't prevent the federal government and the state government from prosecuting the individual if that same conduct constitutes state law crime and a federal crime. So this can still happen. It's not that common, but it can still happen. But by and large, the same body of law, the same, say for example, the federal court prosecuting an individual for this conduct that constitutes a crime. If the crime is prosecuted all the way to fruition, that is, the individual is acquitted, then they cannot be prosecuted again. Now, they can be prosecuted again if a verdict is overturned, that is, a finding of guilty is overturned. They sent back by the appellate court, they can be prosecuted again. Or if there's a mistrial, they can be prosecuted again because the trial has not been prosecuted to fruition. So that's a limitation there. Also, under the Fifth Amendment is the federal takings clause. That is, the federal government has the authority to take private property for the public interest. That is, it's commonly referred to as eminent domain. So it sets the standard for that an individual must be provided with just compensation if property is taken for a government purpose, okay, for public benefit. Now, and lastly, and arguably the most important provision under the Fifth Amendment is the establishment of due process rights. That is, the right to fair and just process in the administration of law against that individual. And that's known as the Federal Due Process Clause. And we'll talk about the Due Process Clause more in subsequent video series.
Okay, I don't care about their Fifth Amendment right. What I want to know is why they supposedly have been cooperating since June 15th, and today it stopped dead in its tracks and they have lawyered up. That's what I want to know. They've already self-incriminated. You know why I know? Because I've heard it from myself. I've heard the changing stories. I've heard the Freudian slips. I've heard all of it. I can't be the only one. Candus supposedly said that she didn't know that they were searching yesterday. Today she gets a lawyer, Dawn gets a lawyer, and they're no longer cooperating. Sounds to me like your child did not wander off. Sounds to me like she wasn't abducted. You know why? because you don't need a lawyer for either of those two things. Valkyrie. Ronnie Lawson said they lawyered up. We're going to listen to it right now. Hang on. And you know me, the replay queen, you're going to hear it a lot.
Still cooperating. I know you said obviously we know Don's there, but like the mother and all those other people, are they still cooperating?
No, they're not cooperating right now. They have attorneys.
Is there anything else on that front you want to say or speak about?
Not right now.
He's smiling right there. He shakes his head. He's smiling. No, not right now. He knows something. He knows he's about to pin their asses to the wall. No, they're not cooperating. Someone has said something. I'm telling you, it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in the next week. Hell, we could be talking about this again next year. But for her to be boo-hooing about her and Donnie, I can't be with him anymore. And, you know, I can love someone, but I can't be in love with them. You have to understand. Of course it gets to him. Hell, the jailers are probably making fun of him telling him. Someone popped their lid. If you hear, we're going to hear it again. Ronnie Lawson said they have attorneys. You there, Kat?
I'm here. Hi, Brooks. Hi, Kevin. Hi, chat.
Hello, I'm back.
I've got a wry smile on my face too about all of this.
Yeah.
Do we know that they definitely lawyered up today, though? Because I've got a feeling that this might have happened a couple of days ago and we're only just hearing about it now.
Well, I mean, yesterday was Monday. Candus has been on YouTube for a while and never said anything about an attorney. And let's face it, if those two had attorneys, they would have told everybody for a long time.
I'm wondering why, I guess if it's only just happened today, why their lawyers are letting her all over YouTube. It doesn't sound like the best the best lawyers that would let her have her own YouTube channel and be doing what she's doing.
Yeah, but we haven't seen her since this morning.
True. But then I was thinking, if she didn't get told about the searches, then she's already pled the fifth. So why would they speak to her? They wouldn't if she's not cooperating, would they?
You know, and even if a lawyer told her to shut her mouth or Don, they won't. They'll just keep rattling on. They're not going to listen to anybody. They're going to keep doing what they're doing. And in my opinion, shit's getting hot.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to see.
Things are
I'm not saying it's going to happen.
Don't you think? Don't you think? Things seem to be coming to a head over the last couple of days?
Yeah, I do.
Mm.
Yeah,
Me
I do. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought it was very telling, as you would say, Kevin. This what Ronnie Lawson said today. I think it was very telling.
It is very telling for many reasons. For one, he's asked for comment on this case quite often.
And
has nothing.
He's never said that.
But today he says, no, they're not cooperating. They have attorneys. So I'm going to go through the article real quick. Hawkins County Sheriff Lawson on Tuesday revealed that the family of missing 6-year-old Summer Wells is not cooperating right now. Lawson followed the statement with a pause, adding that the family has attorneys. That means they each have an attorney. Odd that one attorney isn't representing both of you. The news broke through as teams with the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office and TBI continued a small-scale search that launched on Monday. Coincidence? I think not.
No, I don't.
The sheriff would not speak any further regarding the Wells attorneys, but Lawson did mention that no conversation or development led to Monday's and Tuesday's searches. Well, he'd be an idiot if he did. He stressed again that social media speculation hindered the investigation from the beginning, steering investigators off course as they followed every lead in an effort to bring Summer home. I 150,000% believe that.
Yeah.
The two main culprits, Dawn and Candus.
Yep.
Sorry. In the first few months, it was pretty bad, but I think it's gotten to now that we don't pay attention to it whatsoever, Lawson said. I mean, it's just a waste of our time. Yep. Well, that's a very stupid thing to put in black and white, Lawson, because the defense attorneys will eat that up and they'll say, but you had all these tips. occasionally we get something we really want to check into, but people out of state, they really don't know what we're doing. And I assure you that we have given 100% effort. We, the TBI, the FBI, my officers, I do believe that. We have given 100% effort on this case. No stones left unturned, and we're not done yet. I guarantee you they're not done yet.
If it's not, they say everything's okay in the end. If it's not okay, then it's not the end. So this isn't the end.
Yeah. What I'm picking up here is it's like Ronnie Lawson's giving, like, I don't know, a different kind of a speech here. This is different. This is very different.
Yeah, I agree. I think the tone's very different. I think the mood over the last couple of days seems to have been very different. The searches have been different. It all seems like to hinge on a couple of things that could have been coincidences. But like Brooke said last night, there's not really any such thing as coincidences. And this all seems to be happening right at the same time.
All of it.
Yep.
All of it.
Yeah, their kitchen's getting hot. It sure is funny. They come out with this statement today, and then yesterday the searches. Don's in jail, and all this shit's coming down the pike and unfolding, man. I just think it's very telling. I do.
Well, we have a lot of coincidences. Hunter is back at his mom's house. Candus is leaving Dawn. We have a lot of stuff going on. Maybe the boys finally said something. I don't know. I don't like to bring the boys into it.
Yeah,
but that is very plausible, Brooks. That's a great point. That is plausible.
I think even people that are closer to them than we might be, shall we say, have begun saying that they feel like something's in the air going on. Now, obviously, they haven't got any more proof or evidence than we have, but that was just interesting to me that these people are closer to them. And if they're saying things like that, then that kind of makes me feel like my thoughts about it are justified in some respects.
Yeah, we're not crazy here. We we don't sit around and we don't, get out our roll of aluminum foil and make a hat. It makes sense. I mean, like, when the search went on yesterday and TBI said it's a planned search, I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. I'm like, kind of seems odd considering beautiful wife was all over YouTube over the weekend.
Yep.
Saying that she's not in love with Donnie, but she loves Donnie, but not in love with Donnie. Slash day's coming. So it seems to me that something has ruffled old Donnie's feathers this weekend.
Seems so.
So in 8.5 months, you didn't seek legal help. And now you and your beautiful wife have lawyers and you're not cooperating any longer. Guess what? You cooperated fine. You know what you did? You incriminated yourselves.
Yeah.
You
went on YouTube. They thought you were cooperating just fine.
You helped them out amazingly. You really did. And yes, they are searching today.
Yeah, there's something up. There has to be. This is just too much stuff going on. With Don, how long has he been in jail? Not very long.
The 7th, he went to jail.
Yeah, not even a month.
So if he's singing, it didn't take long.
Well,
if he is singing,
something happened.
I don't know exactly what, but in my opinion, something is going on. There's just too much
Candus,
activity.
he was pretty annoyed with her for having a YouTube channel when she told him. He hung up on her twice last night, or the night before last, sorry. When he found out she had a YouTube channel, he was pretty annoyed with her.
Oh, yeah. Can we play that, by the way, your screen recording?
I screen recorded it off another channel and I haven't credited them on the video.
Oh, so okay. No problem.
Yeah.
Shauna said, I'm listening to Scanner. I can't wait for justice for that baby girl. I actually didn't get it from you, but from someone else. I just didn't really know.
Oh no, that's cool. If I was to do that, I'd have to ask permission from the person that I screen recorded it from to clip it and stuff. And I haven't done that. I just put it up as a recording just for people to see this morning. But it wasn't a public video, that one.
No problem.
Cool.
Tuesday marked the second day cruise, including canines, scoured through the rough terrain of the Beach Creek community near Summer's home, where the then 5-year-old disappeared after family last saw her planting flowers in the garden. Don't get me going on that again. Summer's mother, Candus Wells, sent the following statement regarding the search. I am very happy that they are still looking for my daughter, Summer. I heard about it, but I didn't see anybody. Thank you for remembering her. You dumbass, Candus. But I didn't see anybody. They weren't in your recliner serving you a drink.
Right.
They're not in your yard.
How would you see anybody?
You'd have to actually go outside and look for yourself, but that would involve getting your fat ass out the chair and going outside.
Thank you for remembering her. Again, past tense, they want her gone. I am so sick of these two. Exactly, Grits. Remembering. We've had 2 shows today about mothers and fathers and families that would do anything to have their children back. And we've got her. I didn't see anybody looking, but thanks for remembering her. And then all of a sudden we lawyer up and we're not cooperating.
Right.
But
she never fails to make me mad, this woman.
But you've been cooperating, correct? I mean, you were trying on hats and getting drunk, Snapchatting and FaceTiming Allie the day that she disappeared.
She didn't, certainly neither of them had any qualms about not pleading the fifth for the last 8 months. And then all of a sudden they decided to go silent and lawyer up. It's a little bit late for that, in my opinion.
I'd say.
But then I guess we're not dealing with the brightest stars in the universe, are we?
Downtown Trina. Email that to me, please. cll72020@gmail.com.
Yeah, I think there was a longer clip. When I recorded it, or when I made my video about it, I think I just used the short clip that was put out at 12:30 because that was all that was out at the time. I haven't seen the longer clip either.
Yep. Absolutely nuts. So, grieving mother, I'm very happy that they are still looking for my daughter, Summer. Okay. I heard about it, but I didn't see anybody. Thanks for remembering her. Oh, okay. Huh. Well,
that's great. Kind of like Robin being a little sad.
Yeah.
You know, has anyone got any emotion for this child? Or
I haven't seen one. Grandis. Don is the one that has showed the most emotion. He was actually tearing up on an interview that he did on Father's Day.
Right. But he wasn't tearing up on his birthday, was he, when everyone was celebrating, or on Summer's birthday when no one was celebrating?
Nah. No. But very early on, he showed some emotion, and I don't think it's because he missed his world's best dad mug for Father's Day.
Right.
Because something turned the tables from Sunday to Monday because he was a different person the next day.
Yeah.
And nope, I am not defending Dawn. Candus has never shown an ounce of emotion until she was pulling off wires and said, it's not helping me, and wanted to go home.
Yeah, and don't mistake that phone call to Mary as real emotion either. That was completely put on and set up. That was not a real burst of emotion from Candus. That was just Candus pretending like she was howling down the phone like a banshee on heat.
Well, not to mention, you could hear Dawn in the background.
Exactly.
They did all that to set Mary up because they were worried about the whole issue in Utah.
Right.
So she wanted to call her off. It was probably Dawn's idea. Oh, just tell Mary that the feds got me and I'm going to Boston. Okay, good idea. And they were like high-fiving each other.
Yeah.
And the next day, the genius Robin puts on their website, oh, you know, nothing was going on. Well, we heard it. We heard it. and we've been outside working in the yard all day. It was raining, torrential rain. And like I said, are they chickens? What are they doing outside in the rain?
You've got a brilliant turn of phrase, Brooks.
Stupid. Outside working in the yard. And then Robin herself put in there, it's been raining all day, but we're outside working in the yard. And I'm like,
yeah, they're doing God's work.
Yeah. On a rainy day, don't we just hang out, watch movies, get something to eat, clean the house? But hey, I guess you go outside and work in the yard. All right. Summers, June 15th, 2021. Disappearances gained attention worldwide through numerous searches, and thousands of tips have not led to any answers. Like I've said from day one, everything is still on the table, Lawson said. Thank you, crime fighter Lawson. Not ruled out anything. Okay. The TBI previously expressed the very real possibility that Summer wandered off from her Beach Creek home nearly 9 months ago. They have said that. Not going to lie. They have said that.
You know, I'm wondering, though, that statement previously. So have things changed now? That word previously, to me, is a catchy thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm overreading into it, but.
No, you're right. And I think when they're saying previously means like they didn't say it recently. This was basically in December when Leslie said it.
Yeah, I think they're making like a reference to the last previous or the most previous interview that they did with the guy. Maybe.
And she did. I mean, she emphasized, Leslie, she emphasized a very real possibility. Now, I don't work for the TBI and I don't chat with Leslie. Considering today's events, it makes sense to me that she's honing that in. That way social media calms down.
Yeah, I mean, it was quite obvious from what else Sheriff Lawson said in that really short clip that they really have been overwhelmed with tips from social media. He did kind of say a lot of them haven't been helpful and they just stop the wheels of emotion and all of that kind of stuff. But it's quite obvious that they've been swamped. I mean, literally swamped with information coming off social media. It's kind of frustrating because some of that information could have helped, but a lot of it hasn't been anywhere close to useful to them by the sounds of it.
No, it hasn't. And you know why? Because neither Dawn, Candus, or Grandis were on the tip line.
Exactly.
And the people they associate with, and I'm not, Robin's a totally different story. I don't know why she's involved, why she cares about this situation. She's a nice lady. She's married, has a beautiful family. The people that surround them are not going to be forthcoming. They have their own things to hide.
Right. You know, it's not like the neighbour that lives just down the road has a great relationship with the police, is it? And that's just one of them that lives around there. No one's, you know, everyone's got their own stuff going on that they don't really need coming out because someone else lost their child, you know. No one's been very forthcoming. The only information that we seem to get is off of random YouTube channels and
yeah, you know, the hollers, that's a whole different animal. You know, I grew up in hollers and and like Brooks has said a million times, there is no white knight in this story. There ain't. Nope. I don't know of one. Everyone that is associated with them are dysfunctional.
Right.
Terribly.
Yeah, I agree. It's a shame one of them couldn't have, you know, advised them really early on to keep quiet and not do the shit that they did over the last 8 months. You know, if any of them actually really cared enough about them or about the situation, you would have thought that someone would have just said to them, you know, is this really the best thing that you can think to do when your daughter's missing, to phone your stepsister and howl down the phone at her and pretend like Donnie's been arrested and all that? No one actually challenged them to stop their behavior. It's crazy.
Yeah.
No, and they did not lawyer up in June.
You're right,
They think they're
exactly.
smarter than everybody.
Right.
And I'm going to give you guys some examples of people that did not cooperate, okay, with authorities. Harmony Montgomery's father and stepmother.
Yeah.
Oakley Carlson's father and mother. Serenity McKinney's mother and her boyfriend.
Yeah.
The men that are involved with Michaela Jones' murder, not cooperating. Okay, these two idiots have done more than cooperate. They have incriminated themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Downtown Trina, I got your email. I'm getting ready to play it. I'm going to go through this article because this is insane. Who the hell would wait 8.5 months? And when Lawson is talking about YouTube, put your fears to rest. He's not talking about my channel.
He's definitely not talking about your channel.
Because all we do is talk about the facts. Now, we've got some crazy theories that float around in chat and things like that. And normally it's just like, okay. I've done everything I can to dismiss the rumors. If it's not out there, I am not going to talk about it.
Right. And that's what we were asked to do as YouTubers, or especially people on social media, were asked by the TBI really early on to only share information that came from them, from their website. Now, okay, granted, they haven't put a lot of information out on their website, but there's been so much crazy around this case. And I sometimes wondered if it was because of the lack of information that was coming out that people were making up their own stories off the top of their head about just disgusting, random, stupid stuff. But then I found out that this has happened in other cases as well, where there's been a chasm of information. The information seems to come from people's imaginations rather than facts and proper factual information.
What?
I'm not
Yeah, and another thing that I see is that I'm not talking about in the beginning, but it's awful fishy that how active, that's a good word, how active Ellie is right now in the past few days.
Yeah.
They have been very active.
Probably more active than they have been, or to us, as it appears to us, more active than they have been. And today, I mean, I was absolutely stunned by this statement from Sheriff Lawson today, because it's the most we've ever heard about what's going on in this case, in my opinion. The most information he ever gave, and it was in 2 sentences. They're not cooperating. They have attorneys. That was the most information I think I've ever heard from him.
And it's very odd the way he phrased it, because there have been other cases where the sheriff or the DA said they're cooperating, but through their attorneys. Which, hey, that's fine, because nobody wants to get tripped up and say the wrong thing.
Right.
But he was forthright, and he said they're not cooperating, and they have attorneys.
Exactly.
Well, good luck to your attorneys.
Right.
Your attorneys better be O.J. Simpson's dream team resurrected, to use one of Don's terms, to piece together all the shit you have said publicly for 8.5 months.
Right.
Good luck. Good luck.
I wouldn't be their attorney for all the well, I say all the tea in China. Sometimes you get called a bit racist for saying stuff like that, but you know what I mean. Like, you couldn't.
That's a great comment that's up there right now.
Huh?
That comment that's up there right now is a great comment.
Right. It's a great comment.
Who could represent them? Where are they getting the money? Where are they getting the money?
Right.
Who is supporting this? He said they have attorneys. So he has been contacted by attorneys. He wouldn't just say it.
Right. But then who paid for Don's attorney when he was in court for the DUI and the probation violation?
That was a public defender.
Right. So would that be the same in this case, or would they have to have been charged with something first?
No, you have to be charged with something.
Right. Okay.
So they have legal counsel, even though they haven't been charged.
Right. I'd lay money that YouTubers have paid for that. Or they've got the money through YouTube via Cash App, or however they've raised it. That's how they've got the money. I'd lay money on that.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that at all.
Odd, because back in late, I want to say August,
Yeah.
is when Cher was telling Dawn over and over, and she was giving him
Right.
phone numbers. She had a meeting
Right.
set up.
Yep.
And she said, this person will basically give you advice pro bono. And he wouldn't do it. Now, are
Well,
you that dumb, Dawn?
Would this be pro bono?
I don't think two people on the same day are going to reach out to Lawson and say, yep, I'm their attorney.
Okay.
Attorneys.
And you know, that's very interesting. 2 attorneys instead of 1. I find that very interesting too.
Would that not be because they're possibly getting a divorce?
I don't know.
But
Something.
see, a divorce attorney wouldn't deal with a legal action.
No.
If
but
there's
what I mean
something
is,
coming down the pike.
oh yeah, I
And I
get
don't
that. But
see old Donnie boy sitting in jail going, hey, I might need a divorce attorney.
no, I
Mhm.
wasn't thinking that. I was thinking if they were divorced, they would need separate attorneys, right?
No, you can use the same one if you agree.
Okay.
Trust
Okay,
me,
I've never been
I've done
divorced.
it.
I don't know.
Trust me, I've done it.
Hmm.
So, I mean, Lawson said they have attorneys. He didn't say they have an attorney. He said they have
No.
attorneys.
They've got one each. But
Yeah.
I'm wondering, these aren't the PIs that have pretended to be private investigators all this time that have become attorneys all of a sudden, or these are actually registered, like taking the bar and all of that attorneys, yeah? They're not just
Would have to be for the sheriff to take it seriously.
or do you think like they call Better Call Saul or
Hey, Brooks, do you think that maybe there's an attorney for the CPS case and an attorney for Summer?
But they wouldn't represent Dawn and Candus. They would be representing the kids.
the children?
Oh, okay.
No, he said they have attorneys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the guardian ad litem isn't going to care about the charges coming towards them.
Why would you suddenly get an attorney if you'd done nothing wrong and you knew you weren't gonna get arrested or you weren't gonna get charged with a crime? Why would you suddenly hire an attorney?
I would not talk to the police without an attorney, period. Because
Right, but bearing in mind this is 8 months later.
that's what I'm saying. You read my mind. This is 8.5 months later.
Right.
So now
Right.
you each lawyer up and you stop cooperating. You know
Right.
why? Because the jig is up and they don't
Mhm.
believe you and they're asking hard questions that you no longer can answer.
Right.
Yep.
Exactly.
You are so on point with that one, in my opinion.
Exactly. And they wouldn't be
That's
asking those
exactly what's
questions.
happening.
Well, they wouldn't be asking those questions unless they felt there was a need to ask those questions. So to me,
Yep.
that tells me that something's moving forward.
Yep. That's a great point, Brooks.
So I'm going to read this comment on the screen. In what universe do parents of a missing child not cooperate? This is nuts.
Boom.
Boom.
Yeah,
That's
boom.
exactly what I thought. We were doing the live for Michaela Jones,
Yep.
and people were messaging me this. And the first thing I thought was, I'm talking to a woman who
Right.
would do anything to get justice for her daughter. She
Absolutely.
is pounding down the steps of the courthouse.
Right.
The sheriff, anyone. She's got the Cold Case Foundation involved. We had just done a live about Monkey Vaughn and everything his parents are going through. Now you've got these two imbeciles, 8.5 months later, tons of insanity.
Mhm.
Today, they lawyer up.
Right.
And Ronnie Lawson is asked every time they get a hold of him about developments in the case. He never has a comment. They don't put it on. If he had a comment, they would be on.
Yeah.
But today, no, they have attorneys. No, they're not cooperating. Who doesn't cooperate? If she wandered off or if she was abducted, you
Exactly.
don't need an attorney.
Exactly. You don't have to worry about it, do you? Because you know that you know the truth is that your daughter wandered off or she was abducted, which they've been beating that abduction drum since day one. They seriously thought she was abducted. Then why do they need to lawyer up all of a sudden? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Crime Time says, I wonder in what way they are not cooperating. I have no idea. All I know is they have changed their story a million times.
Yeah.
Well, Candus has. I can't really say so much about Don. I think he's just fed a lot of bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Grandis has gone along with it for obvious reasons, I guess. And it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. So they lawyered up. I don't think if they have lawyers, we can't hear from Don anyway, because he's
Right.
He's in jail. One of the first things she is going to be told is don't go on any more lives.
Mm-hmm. Well, I kind of think that if they don't tell her that, then these attorneys are just, sold from Breaking Bad or something,
But the R&R
listen.
talks.
But they don't
But
listen.
the R&R will still do the talking. You watch, mark my words.
Sasha says, because even innocent people get a sentence from time to time. They absolutely do. But it's odd to me, 8.5 months in, with all the changing stories, all the YouTube BS,
all the publicity that they've had,
all the publicity, getting money, all that stuff up.
Dr. Phil show.
All that stuff, the Dr. Phil, they get an attorney, something has happened. All right, so I've
got a question. Sorry, before you just move on, I've just got a question. Say hypothetically, obviously Don is in jail. That's not hypothetical. If they say they're not cooperating, does that mean that they've tried to put some pressure on Don while he's been in jail and he's not said anything? Or does it mean that he has said something and it's Candus that's not cooperating?
I have no idea if they talked to Don, Candus, or both, or who they approached.
When they say not cooperating, do we
means
infer from that Don isn't talking?
Well, they say they, so that would mean both of them, right?
But if Don's not talking, then who is? If they're not cooperating, it seems like someone is cooperating. It's not them.
They are not cooperating.
Right.
So it seems to me that recently, I don't mean today or yesterday, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
They have been asked particular questions and they will not answer and they lawyered up.
Right.
So what they were asked was something they couldn't answer and they got attorneys.
Right.
And as far as, I see stuff in chat and people are saying, oh, but, they have a private investigator. That's not a lawyer and the sheriff is not going to care about a private investigator.
It just made me laugh because the number of times that they seem to have confused all of this terminology on who's their private investigator, who's their lawyer, la, 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 la. And now they're saying that they've got attorneys. I'm thinking, do they think that they've got attorneys when actually it's these private investigators that they've hired pretending to be attorneys or something? But I guess the sheriff wouldn't fall for that.
Who in the hell would represent them?
Well, they have attorneys, Kevin. They have attorneys.
I wouldn't touch them.
No, well, everyone has a right to legal representation. It's just kind of like, do you want to undo this mess? It's quite a tangled web.
Right.
Can you imagine being their attorney?
Wow. I'd need a stiff drink at least.
Jeez.
The R&R would be in my mouth, not in theirs. Let's put it that way.
My whole thing is, do you not want your daughter found?
They don't want her found. To my opinion, they've given up. I mean, they never really, tried in the first place. But by not cooperating, that says to me very much that they've given up. They've given up. They've given themselves up, basically, by not cooperating, in my mind. But obviously, I'm not a judge or a jury. That's just how I feel, that they've given up.
Mm-hmm.
They've given up even trying to pretend like they're innocent now.
Right. And I know a lot of people are like, well, the boys must have said something. And that could be it. That could be it. I don't know. I don't want to speculate. But for some reason, the two of them were asked something they didn't want to answer.
Mm-hmm.
Lawson said they're not. I'm just going off what he said. They are not cooperating. They have attorneys, plural. Not they have an attorney. He knows that there's two attorneys involved. He knows that they are not cooperating.
Yeah.
And another thing, for Ronnie to come out and make this statement, that's very telling. Why would he do that? How do I want to say this? It's very telling that Ronnie came out and made this statement. I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say, so.
I think you're doing okay.
Yeah, it's, I think, because we don't really hear from him unless, Yeah, and I'm going to go right back to the word active again. They are being very active all of a sudden. Like, I'm not saying they weren't active before, but
Mhm.
this is new behavior from Ronnie that we have not seen.
Right.
I haven't. So maybe I'm reading into it, but
No,
there's
I don't
something
think you are.
going
That's what
on.
I was saying earlier. I think this is really coming to a head. I think
So
things
do
are
I.
finally feel like they're moving forward with everybody's
Hmm.
behavior has changed in this case, especially the officials in the last couple of days, in my opinion.
Yep,
I've never
I
seen him
agree.
so what's say animated, but I don't think that's the right word. Engaged or yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's
He seems to
definitely out of his norm, right?
right.
It just is.
I feel like that, yeah.
Hmm. What do you think, Brooke?
She's muted.
Oh, she is unmuted. Yeah, I agree with you, Kat. I think, you know, this isn't what we've been seeing from Ronnie,
No.
really. The last time he come out and called them out, Brooks, it was the video you did about when Ronnie talked about the dog trail and all that.
Yeah, he was pissed. And this
Yeah,
comment says it. This is exactly what I thought when I saw it. He is angry and his face shows what he is
Mhm.
thinking about D and C with this hint.
Mhm.
hmm,
He did not have to volunteer any information.
No.
nope,
He did not have to volunteer any information. He could do the same thing he does every day. He gets tons of phone calls, tons about this case. He did not have to volunteer any information.
No.
But today, no, they're not cooperating. They have attorneys.
Well, all I know is, in my opinion, whatever they did, Ronnie is calling it out. I mean, I don't know how to put it into words, but it's just, I'll just say it again. It's out of his norm, what he's doing right now, and how active all of a sudden. I don't know. Yeah, I just think there's something going on. I
Well,
just
I
do.
will say this. They have to follow up on every tip and every lead.
Hmm.
So when all the bullshit was going on, that there was an organ transplant and harvesting done in the basement of the church,
Right.
Wow.
there has been a lot of stuff going on
And
that
it's not organ harvesting.
that should never have been brought to them.
Mhm.
No, I
Ridiculous.
agree.
Because you're in a Facebook group, that does not mean that you know what's going on.
Right, exactly. I think what got me the most, and I won't, say whose channel it was or whatever, was when a creator was encouraging people to report a hashtag that was Summer's Coming Home to the TBI, and they encouraged over 1,000 people to call that in to the TBI. And I just put my head in my hands and I was like, what the actual fuck? Like, these people, it's just insane. They need to, in some respects, I do wonder if all of this stuff from social media has motivated them to sort the case so that they don't keep getting all of these tips, but I don't know.
That's a great point.
I just wonder if he's
But
so
do we
sick
want?
and
But
tired
do
of
we
it.
want it rushed and
No,
want the wrong information?
No, but perhaps this has sort of spurred them on to do this search. Perhaps it spurred them on to ask the questions. They have done work on this case, but to some extent, I've felt a number of times since the start of this that they're sluggish, that their response has been sluggish. And I wonder if someone's had a word with Ronnie and been like, seriously, you need to get going on this now. It needs to have some momentum. It needs to pick up the pace. It doesn't mean rushing it. It just means doing something more proactive than just sitting there listening to YouTubers' telephone calls, for example.
And in my opinion, with Ronnie doing this, evidently it was important for him to get up and say this
Right.
for a reason. There's a reason this man said this. That he just didn't do it willy nilly.
Right.
I think today I feel like saying they're not qualified. No,
I wouldn't mind betting that. I wouldn't mind betting that the question was prearranged.
Yeah, something triggered old Ronnie boy.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
triggered him, and I think they have been
Mhm.
working on it the whole time. They don't update the public. I can tell you that for certain. They just don't,
Nope.
for obvious reasons. I mean,
I know, I get that. I get that. I just think
it'd
these
be great
searches have
if
been
they did.
particularly high profile compared to some of the other stuff that's been going on. The searches have been the most high profile because they can physically see people out there searching. Whereas when they're sitting in an office, it's not so visual that something's happening. Whereas this search feels very motivated, and I wonder how much of that, I don't think it's the only reason, but I just wonder how much of that has come from the fact that they're getting so frustrated with all of this information coming in that they've got to shift on to kind of a new motivation, a new emphasis to kind of get it sorted and solved.
Yeah, I have no idea what has happened. I just know a lot of stuff happened over the weekend, and
Yeah.
then he drops this bombshell today.
Mhm.
Giggles has a great point. I've been thinking about it for weeks, actually, ever since Dawn went to jail.
Mhm.
Maybe the jail phone calls.
But they must know that they
Ooh, that's
monitor
a
those
great
phone
point.
calls.
Who
That's a
the hell
great.
knows when they have talked on the phone what slipped?
Yeah, maybe. But they know that those phone calls are recorded. I mean, they don't keep that a secret from them, do they?
No, everyone knows, but when Candus is drunk, who knows what she said?
Right, true.
Great point.
And she was on last night.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Donnie hung up on me. Oh, I bet he
Mhm.
did. Not because he's jealous of your new friends or your YouTube channel.
Right.
You might have said something that he was like, well, gotta
Yeah.
go.
Mhm.
I'm just looking at every possibility.
Yeah,
And
no, I
you-
think it's good. I think it's good. It's so
Well, you're
open
doing
right
fine,
now.
Replay Queen.
Yeah, absolutely. Should we
I
let her
don't know
get to
how
the end
many
of her article?
times Brooks has replayed videos and every time catch something new.
Right,
You know.
exactly. That's why it's
Yeah.
important to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But there's a reason Ronnie Lawson did that. He felt moved to make this statement, and there is your action is you act out on a thought or whatever, and he did this there's a reason that man made this statement. There
Yeah.
just is. He felt moved to have to say it. So
Well, I wonder if the question was prearranged with the reporter.
yeah,
Whether
I
he
don't know.
actually arranged for her to ask him that question so that he could make that statement.
That could be it, but I'm not sure because they ask him all the time about
Mhm.
developments and so
Yeah,
on and
that's
so
true.
forth.
And he would be making a statement anyway because it's the search is going on. So it would be natural for him to make a statement at this point anyway. He has during all the other searches.
And that was his statement. And woo,
Mhm.
that was a big one.
Mhm.
Just Roll With It said, especially during an argument, words fly in an argument, it would be easy for them to slip. Now, remember, a jail recorded phone call is basically evidence.
Mhm.
What they do on channels and stuff, they can't really do anything with.
Right.
But recorded phone calls, they can. And like Winona said, a lot of people call Don in jail.
True. A lot of people called Don when he was out of jail as well, but now that he's in jail and it's all being recorded, they're not doing him any favors.
Nope. No. All right. I'm going to finish this article. Hang on. So, after the channel's launch, Summer's father, Don Wells, was sentenced to nearly a year in jail stemming from a DUI arrest. Well, that's on you, Don. All right. So that's what little bit of information we have about Summer Wells, which came from her parents. As you remember, June 15th, we were told that she was 4 years old. Miraculously, she has aged to the age of 6 between June and February.
Mhm.
So that's where we are there. Now I'm going to put on.
Maybe old Donnie boy got some jail advice, and they told him, you better lawyer up.
Rena said, you can't call the damn jail and ask for Don Wells. What the hell? No, several people have downloaded the app and they pay the money and they have talked to him.
And that's the worst thing a person could do to help Summer, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Sasha, is this channel behind?
Behind what?
I guess a little bit. I mean, I just found out about this around 12:30, and now it's 3:00.
We're
So-
behind what?
I don't know.
Well, yeah, I sent it to you, and it had just popped up because I got the WJHL breaking news app. You know, anything that happens, I get an alert. Like,
Mhm.
and yeah, this isn't that old of news. No.
Brutal, be honest. Perhaps something big is in the works, or they have recovered something. Is that why Lawson made it a point to state they both have attorneys? Yes, that's exactly what I think.
Yeah, me too.
Sorry, guys. Chat's moving fast. Chat is moving fast. I don't know who he talks to. He can call out. He's got a lot of money on his books, as we know.
Yeah.
And he can call people. I'm sorry, he can.
Yeah, he doesn't even have to call Candus collect, but he does. But she doesn't accept the charges.
You know, the best thing would have been for him to sit there, no commissary, no nothing. He
Right.
don't deserve nothing, in my opinion. He don't deserve to eat. You keep him alive long enough so Summer gets justice, in my opinion. But the worst thing you could do is send that man money. You know? Why make it a little easier on him? Hell, I want them to suffer. And maybe they'll, and just maybe, we'll find the truth out, right?
I
Not
think
through
it's
their
coming.
not through their suffering. It's got to be something else.
Right.
No, I'm just saying, you know, the more miserable Donnie is in jail, the more it might help Summer.
Yeah.
You know, commissary in jail is a big thing. When you can eat snacks all day and shit, yeah, you know, take all that shit away, you know, and that's just my opinion. I just think money is hurting Summer, period, to either one of them. I wish nobody would send them a dime.
Well, they're going to continue to. Dina said
Yeah,
innocent.
I
until
know.
Dina said innocent until proven guilty. Got it. But I am not a judge. I am not a jury. Basically, we discuss cases and we want justice for the child. We want to know why in 8.5 months they have changed their story and changed the narrative so many times. And today they lawyer up. So yeah, innocent until proven guilty. But I am not a judge. I don't have a robe. I don't have a gavel. I don't have a bench.
And also, you do nothing but promote justice on this channel. For example, you played that whole thing about the Fifth Amendment right at the beginning. We know that it's their right. We know what their rights are. We also know what our rights are. And we know what Summer's rights were as well, by the way.
Summer has
Yeah,
no
and the
rights.
commissary's not in the Fifth Amendment.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with it. Summer has no rights. Victims' rights are taken the day that they are victimized. They have no rights.
Yep.
Sorry, in this society, and I don't mean just in this country, victims don't have any rights.
No.
I mean, in theory, they should.
In theory,
Yeah,
they
the victims are the kids, not Don and Candus. You know, Summer and her brothers and her Candus's other 2 kids from Wisconsin. They're victims. I don't care what happened. I just want Summer to get justice. She deserves it. She didn't ask for this. She was forced to live with just absolute disgusting, filthy. I mean, I have no good words for these parents at all. They make me sick, you know, and I hate to sound so, you know, but man, those kids suffered. Ain't right.
I wonder if Candus has an attorney too.
I just heard they. So I don't know.
Yeah, they. I wonder if that's Grandis too.
Well, he was asked, I've written it down. I've got it written down somewhere. The actual question that he was asked involved the mother, the family, and he said, no, they're not cooperating. They have attorneys. So I'm wondering if the original question referenced the grandma as well.
Yeah, me too. That's what I'm wondering. Because in my opinion, she's
Can we
guilty of
listen to the
knowing
clip again,
something.
Brooks?
Uh,
Replay Queen. Can we listen to the clip again?
I'm going to put the other clip on. Give me a second.
Because you know damn good and well, Candus, drunker than a monkey and higher than a kite, is going to talk to her mom. Period. She's not going to keep a secret. So, in my opinion, Grandis is at least guilty of knowing something. And that's just all I want to leave it right there. But I don't believe that she doesn't know a damn thing. I don't believe that at all. Never will. Nope. I'm not saying she did something to Summer. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I know damn good and well when Candace is drinking, she runs her damn mouth to her mom. I mean, that's,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I'm just blowing hot air, but.
Well, also that her mum was also there, according to their story in their timeline. The grandmother
Right.
was also there at the time. So, you know, as far
Right.
as I'm concerned, she's as much a person of interest, suspect, everything's still on the table as Don and Candus.
Yep. I agree. Those two were there that day.
According to them, they were.
Yeah. Or if it's all, yeah, exactly. You know.
And if we're to believe
according
what
to
they say
them.
to be true, then Grandis is as much involved as them two.
Mhm.
Or at least she has knowledge of what happened.
She might have
That's what I.
she might have knowledge of what happened, but you know, she's left the state and she's left the state again. And
Again.
obviously,
Now, is she gone now?
yeah, and obviously no one has a problem with it.
Right.
That's a red flag, though. I mean, Grandma leaves and all this shit. When did she leave?
Oh, I don't know. I don't have her calendar. What I'm saying
Oh,
is
I know that,
Can you
bro.
contact her private
there's
secretary?
obviously a reason that it's okay for her to leave the state.
Right.
I wonder if old Grandis said something.
No,
Maybe.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
That would implicate herself.
Yeah. And her daughter.
That's true. That would. I don't know. I just don't trust any of them. I'm sorry.
The thing that makes me wonder is because when Ainsley Daniels, whatever her name is, asked that question, she asked about the family. She didn't say Don and Candus. She asked, are the family cooperating? And he said, no, they're not. They have attorneys. He never specified that was Don and Candus or Don, Candus and Grandis or any, she just said family.
So what do we mean by family?
Exactly. Well, that's what made me think maybe Grandis is lawyered up as well, because he never said it's just Don and Candus that have attorneys.
No,
She
but
asked
she
the
didn't ask
question.
specifically either. And
No,
so,
that's what I mean.
yeah, she didn't ask specifically Don and Candus.
Exactly.
She said the family.
The
So when I
family.
hear the family, I hear Don, Candus, and Grandis.
Exactly.
Grandis is the one that has never spoken, except for a few like Facebook messages.
Yeah.
And is out of town now.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
But that means, to me, that means she's not cooperating either. If she's left town again, then presumably she's not cooperating either. I'm not saying she has got a lawyer. I was just questioning whether she was involved, whether she was included in the no, they're not cooperating, they have attorneys statement. Because it was never specified.
She just
that
leaves her
was or
daughter.
wasn't.
Yeah, she just leaves her daughter at home. What was supposedly a missing child. What a great grandma. What a great mom. What a joke.
Right.
Yeah, that lady. Listen, and one of her daughters are missing. So, yeah, I don't trust Grandis as far as I could throw her.
Oh, hell no.
I don't trust any of them, and I just don't. You can't. I mean, when they made them, they broke, the mold was broken.
Thank God.
Jeez. And God is probably just, I'm just saying though, it's hard to trust anything that any of them say, right? I mean, it just is. It's just so much bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And like we've said a million times, who were the two that were there that day? Supposedly, and I'm going to use that word. That's a big word. Supposedly, Don was at work all day. Okay, supposedly. But Grandis, as far as we know, Grandis and Candus were last eyes on Summer. Candus could have had the very last eyes on Summer. But all I know is they were, as far as I think it's been, they were both there. Planting flowers,
Bullshit.
yeah. That's bullshit. You're right, Kat. Total bullshit.
I'm sorry, I took the words right out of your mouth, Kevin.
Oh, that's all right. I hope I'm not sounding, but you just can't trust anything, what they say. You just can't.
No one ever has. No one ever has. We've been questioning it for 8.5 months.
Absolutely.
Yep.
This is not new news. That's the reason when we say something, we look at the stuff that they slip in.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Anyone who listens to what they say and go, oh, wow, well, they said it, isn't on this channel.
Right.
We know that.
Yep.
Yeah, we got that one out.
Brooks, do you think someone came forward that they didn't question that might have seen something? The timing would be unlikely. I think it's something else. We got a lot of people in here and the chat is rolling real fast. So I'm trying to keep up, guys. Just give me a minute, okay? Just give me a minute. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this clip on real quick.
Okay.
And Debbie Z, they're pathological liars. Yes, they are. You know why? Because they're covering something.
Yep.
And there is a reason that parents of a missing child refuse to cooperate, or parents and a grandparent refuse to cooperate with law enforcement that is doing everything they can, millions of dollars, hundreds of boots on the ground, equipment, everything. And they refuse to cooperate, and then they lawyer up.
Right.
Okay, fine. Get a lawyer. That's great. Why didn't you get one back in June or July or August if you felt like you were being pinned down? It makes no sense to me today.
No. Why do you need a lawyer when you've been going on about abduction for the last 8.5 months against all the information and all the evidence to the contrary? You wouldn't need a lawyer. After 8 months, you wouldn't need a lawyer if you knew that your child was abducted.
If your child was abducted and she walked out of the basement or was stolen out of the basement or whatever you're trying to spin, you wouldn't need a lawyer.
Nope.
The truth doesn't change.
Right.
And that's all there is to it. Did JC Dugard's parents get a lawyer and refuse to cooperate? No. Does Brandy have a lawyer? Does she refuse to cooperate? No. We saw her on the show today giving phone numbers saying, please call, please call, please call. She's begging people, call, call, call.
Compare and contrast these people, please.
Not these two. Hell no. I'm just kind of wondering why today. How long? I mean, if they've had a lawyer for, like, let's say since Dawn went to jail. Let's just say that.
Right.
Candus wouldn't have been all over YouTube doing this.
Well, you'd think not.
There's just no way. Because her attorney would have fired her in a heartbeat and been like, I can't help you. It's hard.
We don't know that didn't happen, though.
It's hard enough with what you've done for the last 8.5 months. So what about this? And a lot of people have brought it up in chat. Did they get the phone data back?
Right. They seem to be searching this area particularly intensely, especially given the last time, or this is the third time that they've now searched this and called it a search of place of interest or something like that. Previously pinpointed place of interest or something. It's the third time they're searching it. So it seems to me like they're searching it for a reason. They're not just waking up in the morning going, oh, and you know what, I think we're just going to go back down there and search that again today. To me, there's a reason why they keep searching this area, because that's where they believe that Summer is.
Yeah, and they keep on and they keep on and they keep on. They've never left that area. Southern Crime Detective. Grandis made up the whole damn script for Candus, and I'll say it to the end, and I 100% agree.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Don made it up for a while, but Grandis making it up seems a lot easier to believe in some respects, because she's already got one missing daughter, so she's quite used to making up scripts about what happens.
if
my
that's what
opinion.
happened. But I do believe that she's behind that story because for some reason the story changed from the 911 call
Yep.
to what was, spit out later. And as
The
far as
story
Dawn
definitely
saying
changed.
you guys were planting flowers, that's not something Dawn would come up with.
No. A piece
I mean,
of candy from grandma. Well,
yeah, we got to
it's
make
only
it
going to be the grandma that thinks, oh, I give her a piece of candy. That story was always too convenient and too contrived, in my opinion.
And they tried to make it a little too wholesome. Everything from I took her hand and took her to the porch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Karen, CM,
Mother of
which
the
is
Year.
Chris McDonough, said it's about that time. I agree. I don't know
Mhm.
who the hell keeps texting me when, my goodness gracious.
What's Kevin done?
D6, Brooks. I don't know if you saw it or not, but I know this happens in jails and so on. What if Don said something to another inmate? I thought that too at first, but then I remember he's in segregation. He can't talk to other inmates. So let's see what they say.
Crews are back on the ground in Hawkins County for day 2 in their planned small-scale search for missing 6-year-old Summer Wells. Thanks for joining us. I'm Casey Marler. March 15th will mark 9 months since family members say they last saw Summer at their Beach Creek community home. News Channel 11's Ansley Daniel joins us live where search efforts are underway. Hi, Ansley.
Hey, Casey. Yes, there are searchers out.
Again, they say family members. Family members. Okay. I don't know.
Family members.
I turn my phone off real quick.
Plural.
I'm gonna turn my phone off. Sorry guys for the interruption. What is this? Finally, you will see they cut it out on the report. I don't know. We'll see. Hang on. Family members. Okay.
Out here from the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation as well as the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office. I'm told those are the only 2 agencies working this search group today. There are also some canines here as well. Now, this is the command center that was set up back in the height of that search back in June of last year. Now, in an interview this morning, Sheriff Lawson says 9 months later, authorities aren't any closer to finding the missing 5-year-old, but searches like this are just a part of this investigation.
We actually have not stopped looking for Summer. This is just another part of it that we are looking over some ground we've been on before and maybe some new ground we hadn't covered and just trying to turn up anything we possibly can to find this little girl.
Now, these crews are assigned to specific areas out here in Beach Creek. I'm told that some of this is mountainous terrain and some of it is also open field searching. Live in Beach Creek, Ansley Daniel, News Channel 11.
All right, so they cut out what he said. All right, so let's go to what he did say. Hold on. We're going to hear it again. Okay, this is just off Twitter. Give me a second.
Okay, there's a second. Wow, you see that comment from Amy Cummins?
Like the mother and all those other people, are they still cooperating?
No, they're not cooperating right now. They have attorneys.
Okay.
Is there anything else on that front you want to say or speak about?
Not right now. They're just so much on social media and calling into my office with TBI fine that it's not even relevant to the case and the rumor mills, and it hinders it because sometimes we have to stop the wheels to check into something that's not even close to it. And I assure you that we have given 100% effort. I mean, we, TBI, the FBI, my officers, we give 100% effort on this case. No stones left unturned, and we're not done yet.
Is the family still cooperating? I know you said obviously no Don's there, but like the mother and all those other people, are they still cooperating?
No, they're not cooperating right now.
So she said the mother and all the
They have
others.
attorneys.
You said the mother and all the others. And then
Mhm.
he said they're not cooperating. They have attorneys. He never said, but Grandis doesn't have an attorney, or we're talking about Don and Candus.
They're just
Right.
so much on social media and calling into my office with TBI fine that it's not even real case, and the rumor mills, and it hinders it because sometimes we have to stop the wheels to check into something that's not even close to it. And I assure you that we have given 100% effort. I mean, we, TBI, the FBI, my officers, we give 100% effort on this case. No stones left unturned, and we're not done yet.
Is the family still cooperating? And it's like, like the mother and all those other people, are they still cooperating?
No, they're not cooperating right now. We have attorneys.
Is there anything else on that front you want to say or speak about?
Not right now. They're just so much on social media and calling into my office with TBI fine that it's not even real case, and the rumor mills, and it hinders it because sometimes we have to stop the wheels to check into something that's not even close to it. And I assure you that we have given 100% effort. I mean, we, TBI, the FBI, my officers, we give 100% effort on this case. No stones left unturned, and we're not done yet.
Is the family still cooperating? And we said, obviously the Donnie's there, but like the mother and all those other people, are they still cooperating?
No, they're not cooperating right now. We have attorneys.
Is there anything else on that front you want to say or speak about?
Not right now.
So what do you think, Brooks?
I think this is new information, and I think he spouted out because he's frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
He knows he's been lied to for 8.5 months.
Right.
Nay 3, I agree. Long pause from Ansley. She didn't like that.
Right.
No. Mm-mm. Yep, and Grits, you're right. He says the attorney thing, and he was real salty about it.
Mm-hmm.
Now they have attorneys. So why?
Right.
Why after 8.5 months, if you've been cooperative and you want your daughter found, and you've been on YouTube all weekend saying, I want my daughter back, I want my daughter back. You're not saying call 800 TBI fine. You're not giving new information. Not
Right.
that we need it. You know who to call.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've been telling her for months who to call. You've had the number scrolling across the bottom of your screen for the last 8.5 months. She knows who to call.
I agree. And I know another YouTuber advised her to get an attorney. I don't know why, but I mean, they have an attorney.
Mm-hmm.
They have an attorney. It's one thing if just Candus has one,
right?
But they have an attorney.
Yep.
That's all. I mean, that's it. I mean, I don't know what else to say. But I'm going to dig deeper into this tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Time.
Sounds
so
good.
We have a lot of new people in here. Hit the sub button, hit the reminder, and get ready for tomorrow morning. Because by then I'll have like two pots of coffee and not 4 like I've had now. All right, you guys are the best. Hey, Kat, thank you for coming up. We're going to show your video tomorrow, and we're going to get through this, and maybe more things are going to come out. By the way, guys, thank you. We have new members in here. Much, much appreciated. It's been a crazy day. We had 3 lives today, and we're going to figure out what's going on. I mean, we are not law enforcement. We certainly do not have the answers, but collectively as a community, we can break it down and use common sense. And again, Candus, 800 TBI find will solve all your problems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I want to say thank you for keeping summer at the heart of your channel. It's quite, I don't know the right word. It's not refreshing. It's just so important that there's a channel that has summer at the very heart of it. And I think that's what we're doing here.
Summer is the victim. Her brothers are victims too. And
absolutely. And I don't think that gets said enough. I don't think it gets put out there enough. You know,
No.
I just got a comment on my channel that just made me kind of just want to headbutt the wall, to be quite honest. So I just wanted to thank you for, you know, keeping it real around here.
I do my best. Sometimes it's hard because all the crazy stuff that comes out of the woodwork, and I'm like, whoa,
Yep.
this makes no sense. Stop.
Right.
And the sad fact of the matter is, once there is an arrest or some kind of resolution, okay,
Right.
all of this will fall away, and
Right.
a lot of people won't care anymore. I'm telling
Right.
you, it happens in every case.
I believe you. I think we've already started to see that happening, just with the, you know, the lull, if you like, in the last couple of weeks since Don's been in jail. People have already floated away, because I don't know, I just kind of want to say that you have to remember who the victim is in this case, and it's Summer and her brothers and the children and the innocents, and that's why we're keeping the focus on this case until the end, until the very end, you know, trials and everything. So thank
Trials
you.
and everything, because I mean, I follow every case to the end.
Yeah.
That's why I tell people, be prepared to be further bored, because I'm going to follow it to the very end.
Well, I'll be right here with you, Brooks.
All right, my friend.
Okay.
Guys, I'm going to shut it down. Come see me in Discord. Come check it out on Facebook. But we are live every morning at 9 a.m. Central. So tomorrow we're going to do a deeper dive into what's really going on. Hopefully more things come out overnight. And all I can say is you guys are the best chat on YouTube. You're the best community. Kat, girlfriend, you are absolutely amazing. Kevin dropped out. Kevin's amazing too.
Yeah.
The mod squad, I don't know how you guys do it. So we will see you tomorrow morning.
Okay.
9 a.m. Sub, and don't forget to hit that reminder. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.